Hello and welcome to the Sound Lab podcast interviews. Unedited on today's show, interviews from SNAYX, employed to serve Odhran Murphy Kaonashi, and we throw back in time to chat to the Lightning Seeds. So without further ado, let's kick off with our first interview from SNAYX from 2000 Trees Festival last year. So SNAYX, how are you?
How are we doing?
Good.
Very well. How are you doing, Jim?
Yeah, not as bad. 2,000 trees. How's your day been?
2,000 wasps.
Oh, there's so many of them.
2,000 degrees. It's so hot.
Oh, we're British. We've got to complain, haven't we?
I know. But yeah, it's been wonderful.
Any plans after doing press? What are you up to next?
Might have a lager beer.
Or two. I'm going to try and definitely catch my big special, Kikapichi. We're going to see Kneecap,
Bambi Thug.
Thug. Yeah, so many good acts on this weekend. It's so good.
Is.
Favourite weekend of the year. So
We call it 2008 because everyone's
you
here.
just see everyone you know, don't you?
You can't go 5 minutes without seeing somebody you know.
It's got like 2,000 names, the festival. 2,000 mates, 2,000 degrees.
Forget everyone, don't you? And then you're like, oh, I know you. Yeah. And we've been playing a single of yours called Strat recently.
Oh, yes.
Tell us a bit about the single.
Yeah, so Strat is a very exciting little tune that it's a song. No, it's what I like about it is it's such a breath of fresh air to what we've been putting out recently. So it's a real step in a really fun direction that we've always wanted to sort of push more into, and lyrically it's exploring all that sort of that digital hustle where everyone's trying to have their online business and trade Bitcoin and then trying to be rich and pretend to fake it till you make it. Everyone's out there it's Soho House and trying to pretend they've got loads of money and trying to get their followers, influencers, and it's just it's just a sort of it's just social commentary about how funny is it. We've just got this digital landscape where everyone's trying to make their money and good on them. So it's just
yeah, no, absolutely. And more music to come.
Oh yeah,
No.
Done.
That's it. That's your lot. No, we've got some really exciting stuff on the horizon. Played some new ones in the set today. Go
down well.
Yeah, a little bit of a teaser for him. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think they went teaser. Yeah, Pit was great, especially for Go With You. So the whole thing just opened up all the way down, split the whole crowd, and then went hard.
Nice. And the sound that you're going in, is it the sound you're kind of wanting and you've decided to, or is it just kind of how the music's going?
It's just really nice to bring in these electronic elements, but still have our sort of fun, tongue-in-cheek sort of SNAYX sound. It's very SNAYX still when you listen to that record. You go, yeah, that's SNAYX. It sounds like us, but it's got this sort of this bounce and electronic, these sort of subs and danciness to it that we just want to really bring out in a lot of stuff we're doing. So
yeah, nice. And when it comes to the writing side of things, how do the tracks normally start off for you guys?
Someone else to do it, don't we?
Yeah, someone else can write. No, we
AI, mate. ChatGPT.
That's the way it's going, isn't it? But no, we generally start with Ollie writes a little riff, sends it over to me, and we sort of you sort of starts with riff. I sort of get some ideas and send it back, and then you sort of add program some drums, and then Lainey, you come in with your thoughts of what things should be doing, and then back to it. Sort of goes through a sort of cycle where we sort of push it between us, and then once we get into the studio, it evolves even further, and bring in sort of.
And once you've got your demos kind of sorted, when you go into the studio to kind of record it, is it quite simple going from that demo to a finished track, or is there kind of?
I think in theory it should be, but there's always deviations. You find something in the studio, you find that little, we need to explore that a bit further. It's so different when you get into that room and you're like, wow, this is. Oh yeah, that sounds amazing. We should definitely lean more into that, or change this, or cut that there. Actually, that bit doesn't actually work. You sort of start to evolve it, I think, when you get to the studio, and that's where it sort of comes to life.
Yeah, nice. And you've been doing some shows. How have they been doing?
Yeah, good. Yeah, we got to. Yeah, we did do one today actually. They've been good. We where did we play last time? We've done a little gig in Hastings. Amsterdam was so fun. It was Skindred, Stevenage. Yeah, it's all been really, really good. So yeah, we did our stadium, didn't we, the other week at Stevenage? So that was fun experience.
Yeah, the stages are getting bigger, and
good. You know you're on the right track.
Egos.
No, definitely not.
And you got a few more bits and pieces coming up as well, haven't you?
Yeah. We got a tour coming up in September, October. We're doing a few more festivals this summer. We've got Reading and Leeds, Boomtown, and Norway next week for a few banger festivals. They should be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, tour in September, October, all around the UK. Soapbox supporting, good friends of ours. So it's going to be absolutely carnage. So.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with SNAYX from 2000 Trees Festival 2025. Now, we are all over social media, so come and find us at The Sound Lab, yes, on all the socials. You can also check out the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk. So while you go and check us out on all the socials and give us some follows, we've got a new interview from Employed to Serve, who we also had a chat with last year at 2000 Trees Festival. So Employed to Serve, how are you?
I am very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Not too bad. You're here at 2000 Trees. How's your day been?
It's been fantastic, thank you. I mean, it's been running from pillar to post, as it always is when you're getting ready to play. But yeah, been marvellous, just bumping into friends left, right and centre. And yeah, having a lovely time.
Good. Ready for later?
Absolutely. Yeah, just looking forward to chilling out, sinking a couple of Coca-Colas and, having a good time.
Yeah, nice. And once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next?
Oh, true. What is the plan next? So, that is us wrapped more or less for festivals now, but then we head out on our first cruise ever at the tail end of September. So we're doing the full metal cruise across the Baltic Sea. I believe Creator is also on the bill, and Therapy. And it's going to be awesome. I've never done a cruise before, so I'm very, very excited about that. We come straight off of that into our tour with Killswitch, Engage, Fit for an Autopsy and Decapitated. So we're doing the European dates with them, and we can't wait. It's literally a dream tour for us. Like every band on that bill we love and are fans of, so fucking stoked.
Yeah, nice. Are you going to be back in the studio at any point?
Yeah, kind of. Well, so we dropped a new record in April, but we were sat on that for like a year, so we're already like, the gears are whirring, we're writing some new stuff. So we have tentative plans to get back into the studio. Nothing set in stone because we don't want to set like a deadline yet. We're more focused on touring this record. But yeah, we always like to have, something loaded in the cannon, ready to go. Because always every band's mission is like, you want to top what you did last. Yeah. So you want to kind of get the jump on it and make sure you're cooking something up straight away.
Yeah, for sure. And the record being out in April, how's it gone down with the fans?
Yeah, really well. Like, absolutely stoked. It's like, and we did a tour just before it came out, and like people knew the singles, but what's been really nice is kind of like playing shows a good few months after the record's out, and like people have been able to take it in, and started to pick up on what ones are going down with the crowd and things like that. And it's awesome. It's what it's all about. When you're sat at home with your silly little interface and your laptop and you're writing your songs and stuff, and you're thinking, it'd be cool to play this on the stage, and when you get to do it and see the reaction, it's been great.
Good. And the sound that you made with the record, was it the sound you wanted, or was it just kind of how it turned out?
We definitely sort of aim for it. We've worked with a guy called Lewis Johns on all our records. He sort of works out of the Ranch Production House in Southampton, and yeah, he's got certain, like, he's malleable is what I'm trying to say here. He's like, every album we want to do something different, and he evolves with us. Like, he knows how to kind of take us to where we want to be. And there's always been discussions of like, maybe we should go somewhere else, and it's like, nah man, Lewis just like, he's so nice to work with. His drum sound is like next to none. That shit is just explosive is the only way to describe it. And absolutely nailed it. I mean, for us, I guess how I try and describe the sound we were going for, it was kind of, we wanted it to sound like a modern metal record. So kind of everything you kind of expect, where it's polished, everything's like, there's a lot of clarity going on. But what we kind of like to do is make sure the drums aren't too clinical sounding, and that's the great thing about working with Lewis, because out at the Ranch they have this huge drum room, and you can just get this really huge bombastic drum sound. And to me, that kind of gives it the edge. Sometimes, like the really clinical sounding metal, like at least for me anyway, and what we're doing, it can kind of lose its bite. So we kind of want to make sure it sounds like polished and high production, but also like it's gonna like rip your face off, if you know what I mean.
yeah, for sure. I'd like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
So for the most part, like I do a good bulk of the writing, so I'll kind of sit and just kind of like do my thing, and like a few tracks will kind of flow out. But then, so our lineup changed just as the pandemic set in, and so on the record we did before this one, that was like a lot of my writing, because everyone was kind of new and adjusting to being in the band. But now that everyone's kind of been in for a while and is like kind of knows what the sound is all about, and have like fully they are, they're in the band now. They have been for 5 years. Have started contributing as well. So like our bass player Nathan, guitar player David, and drummer Casey, like they've all contributed to this new record as well. So with those tracks, it might be a case of like they just send me a couple of riffs, and I'll be like, oh, that's kind of sick, and I'll sit there and I'll kind of form it into a track, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's been really nice now, because we're getting to that point where, I love writing, and, I have no problem with, doing sort of the lion's share, but it's much nicer when you're kind of all working on it as a band and everyone's contributing something, because you want it to feel like everyone's baby, you know what I mean? So our latest record, Fallen Star, has more of everyone on it compared to our previous one. But yeah, for the most part, it'll be all of us sat, in our individual houses at our laptops, just whittling away in Logic, and then it comes together one way or another.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to get more? Like, do you think all the others are going to get more and more involved as time goes by to get it?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, like, for me, it's like the door is always open, and what I've started to get everyone to do is just get a Dropbox folder set up. Yeah. Put everything in there so it's just all accessible, because it gets hard. So like most of us live kind of close together, but our drummer's down in Cornwall, so when he's up here, our time's kind of spent rehearsing for shows or doing stuff like that. So it's a bit of a luxury to kind of get together for the sole purpose of writing. It's more kind of like we write over the internet, and then we kind of get together when the songs are kind of together to kind of put the finishing touches on them. So yeah, it's kind of difficult in that regard, but I think we've got a good thing going of like we just have like file sharing going on. And to be honest, I don't think it's anything particularly too new. I think like a lot of bands do that.
It's the modern way of doing it.
It is, and I suppose like when you think about people who live in like much bigger countries than ours, or even if like bands where people live abroad, you have to do it that way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, getting together to just sort of like, because you never know when creativity's going to strike. If you all like plan when you're going to write stuff, you might be dry, but one random afternoon sat at home, something might come to you, and you just kind of need to strike whilst the iron's hot,
Yeah, for sure. And you've achieved loads of things as a band already, but I'm sure there's still things on that bucket list you want to do. What's one thing you've got to do?
I want to play supporting or whatever Brixton Academy. That's the first thing that comes to mind, because it's the first like big show I ever saw as a kid. So that's definitely like one venue I want to do. I mean, I'd definitely manifest headlining it someday, but like we have done some like venues like bigger than Brixton Academy on some support tours, but it's just like going there as a kid and seeing bands play. The first bands I ever saw play there was like Stone Sour and Murder Dolls. I was a big Slipknot fan, and that was like the closest thing I could get at the time. So that was the first show I went to. I mean, both bands rock as well, but like, so to go there and have that kind of full circle moment would be awesome.
Yeah. Is there any countries you've not got to yet that you want to get to?
Oh yeah, there's loads. Oh well, I mean, I guess the States, we've been sort of like trying to hook something up there for a while. We had some stuff set up during the pandemic, and then everyone knows what happens next. We were out there last year recording some music videos. We were actually supposed to play at St. Vitus in New York, and then sadly that closed down. So we have a few irons in the fires for the States. It's just kind of like, it's hard right now. Obviously, everything costs like so much money. The cost of like US visas has gone up, so kind of waiting for the right opportunity to go over. But there's that, and I would like to visit places that has like a huge cultural difference, as well. So I'd love to get out to Japan and like Southeast Asia, and really explore over there. Would also love to go to Istanbul. I've had a few friends who played shows there and said it was really interesting. So that'd be really cool.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Employed to Serve from 2000 Trees Festival 2025. Now, if you are listening to us on Spotify, then you'll be pleased to hear we also have a fresh playlist. It brings you 150 brand new up-and-coming artists that we feel like you might just enjoy yourselves. If you want to check that out, search Fresh by The Soundlab on Spotify, or check out the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and click on the Fresh Playlist button. So while you go and find the playlist to listen to a little bit later on, we've got our next interview from Odhran Murphy. He was busy releasing music last year, and we had a chat with him all about it. So Odhran Murphy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Our pleasure is all mine. And we've been playing a new single of yours called Till I Found You. Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
Yeah, Till I Found You is I suppose it's your typical love song. I wrote this song a few months back, and I'm a big Netflix freak, so when I watch a Netflix movie, I'm always writing things down. But it's just about finding that one true love, and I guess, yeah, the journey to it, and you know, sometimes love isn't as easy as it seems on the movie. So, yeah, I wrote Till I Found You about that.
Nice. And that is off your new EP, Stuck in the Middle.
It
For
is
those who've
indeed.
not had chance to listen to it, tell us a bit about the EP.
Stuck in the Middle is about, I suppose, my life, and um, the song "Stuck in the Middle" itself is about, that it's a turning point of my life. And I used to teach back in a primary school, and at the time, people were, asking me, "Are you still doing the music? Are you still doing this and that?" And I decided to pack it all up, and I made the decision to go with the music. So stuck in the middle is, I suppose, about being stuck in the moment and not knowing which path to take, and which road to go down. So that's what stuck in the middle is about.
Nice. And the sound that you made with the EP, is it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of how it turned out in the studio?
No, it's definitely the sound I wanted. It's got that indie folk vibe to it, and if you like the Lumineers, or I suppose Mumford and Sons, it's kind of down that alley as well. So it definitely lives in that folk field.
Nice. And I'm sure you wrote more than what's made it onto the EP. What happens to those now? Are you considering them again down the line, or is it a case of bin them off, start again?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I suppose you're always kind of wondering which songs will make the EP or the album, or whatever you're going to release. But it's really based on the well, for me, it's all about stories, and what I think will fit in the right storyline, and which songs to go with. So for me, I think the 6 tracks that we chose for Stuck in the Middle EP just made sense. So yeah.
Nice. And I'd like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you, how do tracks normally start off?
I'm always get a melody on the guitar first, and then go from there. Whether I'm always writing things down, when I see things, like whether that's on the tube, on the train, or whatnot, I'm always jotting things down in my notes on my phone. So a lot of the stories are real life scenarios and things that I've went through in my life, which I like to write about a lot. And then I do a lot of co-writing as well with my buddy Adam Argyle as well, and Evan Klein over in Nashville. So no, we gel together very well. So we like to come up with some beautiful stories.
Yeah, nice. How easy do you find it to create the lyrics to your music? Because I've heard that it can be a challenge at times.
It can definitely be a challenge, but I think once you have your mind set on a storyline, or if you have your mind set on, something that's happened in your life, it's kind of easy to jot together. I usually start off with a chorus, and then from the chorus, I'll write my verses. Then after that,
Yeah, nice. And you've been busy, including doing a show with Mumford and Sons. How was your support slot with them?
I have indeed. The Mumford and Sons gig was a really fun one because I grew up listening to those guys as well. So it's like it's a full circle moment, I suppose, where it's a pinch me moment as well. So yeah, it was like 20,000 people, which was my biggest gig to date. So went down very well. The crowd loved my set as well, which is great. So that's always a plus.
Yeah, good. And you've got your own tour coming up in October as well.
I do indeed. We're doing 5 shows in the UK, and then we've got Glasgow and Scotland as well, and Dublin and Limerick in Ireland as well. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you hoping to be adding any more shows to the calendar for this year?
I know we're doing Amsterdam on the 28th of October as well. There could be a few more shows added to the list that I have to be hush hush about at the minute. So you never know.
Nice. And what's 2026 going to hold for you? Is it writing, recording, releasing, touring? What's kind of the idea at the moment?
It's definitely a lot more writing and recording. I'm going to be going back over to Nashville again to work on a few more songs. I just got back from Nashville 2 weeks ago, so there is a lot more songs coming out, possibly before the end of the year as well. So 2026 is going to be very, very busy and a lot more gigs as well. So yeah.
Good. Do you know what direction you're wanting to take your music and your sound in?
I do indeed. I think over in Nashville when I recorded the last bunch of songs I recorded there, they sound very, very cool. They're very I say folk Americana, indie folk vibes. So yeah, it's going to be nice. There's a lot of banjos and mandolins and everything as well. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to find out as well, as you're fairly new to the music world, how you got into music and what made you write this sort of music as well.
I got into music when I was about 15. My mom taught me my first 4 chords on the guitar, and music's always been in my family. There's so many singers in my family as well. Mom, dad, my sisters, my brother sings as well. So growing up in a musical family, it was generally like folk music, so it was. So Irish folk music. So I grew up singing that as well. So it only feels right to keep the tradition going. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you must have some aspirations of things you want to achieve in the musical world. What's one thing that you really want to do?
I'd love to play the Tree Arena in Dublin. What else would I love to play? Red Rocks would be super fun. But I'd also love to have a #1 single, so who knows if that will ever happen. But yeah, why not just put it out there?
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Odhran Murphy. Now, if you are loving all of today's interviews, then you'll be pleased to hear you can hear them all again in an edited form on our international radio show. It brings you 2 hours of new music, interviews and live sessions, and it comes across to you weekly, and it's called Future Hits. And a link to that is on our website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and click International Radio Shows. It's now time for our final new interview of the show. It comes from Kaonashi. Had a chat with them at 2000 Trees Festival to talk about their new record and more, and this is what they had to say. So, Kaonashi, how are you?
Man, I'm good, bro. Just played a crazy-ass set. I'm miles away from home. And, catering's about to start up. I think like 5 o'clock or something, so I'm in a good-ass mood.
But you're used to the weather
Yeah, like, it's hot, obviously. It's, like, very hot. But I'm kind of used to it at this point. And just touring the U.S., it's like, I'm in Arizona or New Mexico, and then we're in a basement in Arizona, So I'm just used to the heat at this point. They told me it was going to be 30 Celsius or something. I'm like, I don't even know what that means, bro.
No.
And I'm like, okay, 30's high. Is 30 high in the UK?
30's really high.
Right.
Yeah. It's not often it gets this high.
Hell.
So, yeah,
I'm having a good time.
Good. And you catch some bands today? You haven't seen anyone?
Yes, for sure. I definitely want to see Coheed and Cambria. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite band of all time. I want to see La Dispute and Taking Back Sunday. I don't really listen to them, but I haven't seen them in years, so I was excited to see them live.
It's a bit of a throwback, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. But I'm 32. That shit is all like a throwback to me.
No, yeah, absolutely. And once you finish here this weekend, what's your plan next?
Well, we're currently on a tour right now, an album release tour. We're on the Real Deal Tesco Meal Deal tour. And tomorrow is... I got the fucking thing right here, actually. Hold on. Tomorrow we play Lincoln. Shout out Lincoln.
Nice place.
Lincoln, yeah.
Nice place.
So, yeah, we're just going to do some more UK dates and then head over back to Europe and wrap up this meal deal tour.
Yeah, is it full-on touring this year then?
Yes, that's like the campaign. We released the album in June, and the rest of the year is just going to be spent promoting that album.
Nice. And with the album out now, for those who've not heard it, tell us a bit about it.
So we are a concept band, and this album is the 4th installment of the concept. It's the 4th and final installment of the concept. So it's really theatrical, and it's the conclusion to everything that's going on. So if you like Dillinger Escape Plan, if you like From Autumn to Ashes, definitely check it out. It's called I Want to Go Home, and it's out now on Equal Vision.
Nice, yeah, nice. And the sound that you've made with this record, was it the sound you wanted, or is it kind of...
Absolutely. It's like, we've been a band since 2012. We've been doing this concept since 2018.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the conclusion, story-wise, but musically, too, where I'm like, if I had to show somebody one thing to wrap up, to explain everything I've been doing for 13 years, it's this album, you know what I mean? It's well-balanced. It's like an all-purpose seasoning. Yeah. It's got salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, and fucking cardamom. And
love it. Yeah, nice combo as well there. And I'm sure you probably wrote more than what made it onto this record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them again down the line, or is it a case of starting again?
You know, crazy, we really don't. I like to think of it as like tailor-made in a way. You know what I mean? Where I don't even write the lyrics until the songs are done. So everything that was written was for it. You know, we don't really have a lot of B-sides. Like at all, really. If there is a B-side, it's a riff idea in Google Drive. It's not like a song. Yeah. You know what I mean? But no, everything was written for this record, like tailor-made for this release, only in mind.
Nice. And tell us a bit about the writing side. For you, how do tracks normally start off?
So it usually starts out with an idea from either Peo or Alex, our guitarist and drummer. And for me on my side, they just kind of go back and forth, you know what I mean, and write together. But I like to write at the absolute very end of that. When they are both done fulfilling their artistic, you know what I mean, needs, that's when I come in. I think of my lyrics over the song, not in the song, but over the song. And I just listen to a lot of Bayside and Motion City, and then I just start writing. You know what I mean? I have to, like, I write at night only. Like, I have to get in a certain zone to write my music, honestly.
Yeah, no, nice. And when it comes to writing the lyrics, is it quite straightforward to add the lyrics, or is it a bit of a challenge at times?
It's a challenge because it's like, I only write it for the song. You know, so I don't take from this iPhone notes or something, you know. It's like, so I just listen to it. I keep pressing 15 seconds back on Google Drive and Dropbox. And I just keep, well, this would have been better here. That would have been better there. You know what I mean? And it's just, it is a challenge. I'm not going to lie. But I think my process with it is the only way that I can write a song. It has to, the song has to inspire me to write the words. I can't just sit here and write a poem and then just make it happen to fit over the beat. The beat always comes first, then the lyrics.
Nice. And looking to the future, you've got obviously a bit of touring coming up. What's 2026 going to hold for you?
Bro, I can't even call it right now yet, really. Like, for me, like, generally, the plan is to just strengthen the fan base that we got right now. So I really was focused on expansion a lot, which we did this year. We toured with Kim Dracula. That's people that never heard us. You know what I mean? Like, who else we toured with? I forget, bro. I'm sorry. It's hot. It's 30 Celsius. But for 2026, it's just refining who we have. Like, you're on board. There's more to it than just come hear the song live. It's like just developing a community and reinforcing it. Dilated People's a very good rap group. They have a lyric where they say, y'all want a lot of a little. We want a little of a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? So just reinforcing what we have. It might be small, but it's strong.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anywhere that you've not been to and toured before that you want to get to at some point?
Yes. I want to go to Japan. Very bad. So anyone watching this, I got the, you know what I mean, endorsement or whatever they call it, sign me up. I'm coming through. We taking endorsement deals. No, but Japan, Australia, bro, New Zealand, that whole like Asia, Australia ring that people do, where they extensively hit Singapore, Malaysia. I want to do that ring like all the way, and not just like Tokyo. Like I want to hit all of Japan. Shout out Crystal Lake. Shout out Hanabiya.
Couple of great bands there, for sure.
We toured with them this year, and it's just like, yo, come to Japan. I'm like, bro, take me. Like, we will come through. So, and shout out Prompts, sick Japanese band too.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Kaonashi from 2000 Trees Festival 2025. Now, this is the part of the show where we like to throw back in time, and we're doing so a couple of years back to 2022, where we had a chat with the Lightning Seeds. We had a chat with them all about what they were up to at the time, including music and more. So, the Lightning Seeds, how are you?
I'm pretty good today, actually. I've got a bit of I've lost my voice a bit, so, sorry about that. Sound quality might be a bit weird.
Same here as well, so we'll suffer together.
Yeah, okay.
So we've been playing a number of singles from your new record, which is out next week. The recent one, Emily Smiles. What can you tell us about the single?
Well, I wrote it with my good friend Terry Hall, who's the singer in the Specials, and of course did the Fun Boy 3 and various other things, who I think's a bit of a underrated genius who I love to bits, and I'm so thrilled I get the chance to write with him. And I suppose it's a song about the distance between people, and how we can be quite physically next to one another, but etiquette leads us to just be completely in our own bubble. And the only thing that kind of has the magic power to dispel all that and cut through it is a smile. So I think it's partly about that, and probably a few other things at the same time.
Good. And that's coming off a new record of yours out next week called See You in the Stars. What can people expect to hear when they get a chance to take a listen?
Well, I think it sounds pretty much like the Lightning Seeds, but a bit different, but a bit the same, and it's obviously me. I think it's probably a little bit more, I don't know, maybe direct than I've been I've always been very nervous, so tend to, when I write something, put a lot of melodies, or I can sometimes cover up the original intention too much. Tried very hard not to do that and to let my personality, be in it. So I think it's quite a personal album, really. And I hope everyone will like it. I'm very proud of it.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And it's been a while now since you released your previous record back in 2009. What was the reason behind such a big gap between the two?
Yeah, I've been told off by everyone about that. Wasn't it? I tend to work on instinct a lot, really. I don't really have a master plan. Never have. Bumble about in a hopefully serendipitous way. But I just felt like I wasn't writing tunes. I regretted the previous album that I'd done. I feel like for me, the last Lightning Seeds album was probably longer. It was probably Tilt in 2000, 1999, 2000. And I didn't want to do the same thing again. I felt like Lightning Seeds songs, although they are me writing them, they have to sort of fit a certain criteria. And I just felt like emotionally I wasn't able to write in that way. And I'm continually writing, and I put ideas into my phone, work on songs, because it's kind of what I do. I'm obsessed with music, but I very rarely finish a song unless it's for something. So I had a lot of unfinished ideas. And a friend of mine, James Skelly, who was the singer in a band called The Coral, who I produced their first 3 albums, and he now works at bands and produces them, and he was very encouraging. You've got to finish a song and all. Come up to Liverpool and let's record one of them, and you can finish it off. And so I did, and I felt like, oh, this is a Lightning Seed song, and I was very pleased with it. So I did another one, and then once you got 2 songs, you think, well, yeah, no, it's back, really, that feeling. Let's do an album sort of thing. So it felt like, I don't think I was really able to do it before I did it, but then when I did, it was fairly quick.
Yeah, no, definitely. And some of the tracks off this record and your previous, you get to play live when you head out on tour at the end of this month and into November. I bet you can't wait to be doing your own shows again.
Absolutely. We don't get to tour very often, and we obviously haven't had a chance to play a couple of new songs for a long time because there haven't been any. So, obviously we'll be playing all the hits that everyone wants to hear, and a few off the albums that maybe we don't always play, and a couple of new ones. And we're going to be joined by Badly Drawn Boy on the tour. So I think it's going to be an evening of melody and music. And, if you like music, it'll be worth coming along, really.
Yeah, good. And one track I'm sure you'll be playing, and it wouldn't be a Lightning Seeds interview without asking the question about 3 Lions. I wanted to know how the original track with David and Frank came about, and how did it start all those years ago?
Well, the FA had asked me if I would like to write a football song for them for Euro 96. And I, initially thought no. And then I was watching fantasy football, which at the time was quite a new thing. And Frank and David were obviously the presenters of it, and I liked them a lot. And And I thought maybe if these guys did it with me, it would be quite good, and it would, be something more. Because I kind of wanted to write a certain type of thing. I didn't really want to write a cheerleading song, which at that time, the thing that came to mind was if you're going to do a football song, it would be England, or whatever it was, really. So we wanted to write a certain type of song. We wanted to take it away from that. There was a funny feeling about the England fans in those days. It's a little bit of a dark side, possibly. I wanted to do a song, that would take it right away from that and be something emotional that fans could relate to. And I guess we ended up writing a song about ourselves, really, about fans more, and it is a song. It's a wish and a prayer and a hope, and it's from a fan's point of view, and it's about how it feels to be a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's been a couple of reworkings and re-releases of the track over the years, the last one being a few years ago now. Obviously, the World Cup is this year as well. What have you got planned for later this year for the World Cup?
Yeah, well, we haven't actually done a new version since 1998, really. And it does feel like, that with it being this time of year and a slightly unique a unique kind of situation for the World Cup. Plus, we're so thrilled about the Lionesses win that we wanted to reflect that in it a little bit. So we have got an idea for some new lyrics and stuff, and I think it's going to start with a line about the Lionesses and how great it was to see them win, and we'll kind of take it from there. And it's not really meant to replace Three Lions 96, the original, which I think is the one. But I just think for this upcoming competition at Christmas, it's a lot of fun, the ideas that we've got. So hopefully we will probably put something out.
Yeah, a Christmas version with bells and Christmassy bits.
You never know.
Good. And looking towards next year and onwards, what's the plan? Are you hoping to be writing and touring, or what have you kind of got in mind for 23 at the moment?
Well, we want to get this tour done, obviously, and then we'd love to play some festivals in the summer. Hopefully we're talking to a few people, get some festivals in the summer, play some events, and obviously not leave it as long in between albums.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with the Lightning Seeds from 2022. And that's the end of the show for another week, I am afraid. Don't you worry, we will be back next week. But if you can't wait until then, social media at The Sound Lab ES on all the socials. You can also check out the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and make sure you go and find us on our Spotify playlist. And that is the end of the show for another week. So we will be back next week for another episode of Interviews Unedited. Goodbye.